Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I hope your week is going really well. There's been a lot of hubbub this week around the @everyone feature. So I wanted to come on and talk about this. First of all, if you do not see this feature yet, do not panic. It has been slowly rolling out for a while. I first heard about this about a month ago, and I didn't have access to it until this weekend. So it's not something that they've instantly given to everybody. It's something that they're just slowly rolling out. So if you don't see the feature yet, do not panic. It's a coming. Just be patient and know that it's going to be there soon for you. So for those of you who are unaware, because it is really new, the @everyone feature is something that is for use inside of Facebook groups. It is a feature that only a group admin can use. I'm not sure yet if moderators in groups can use them. I know for sure that admins can. So basically what this feature does is it's a tag for everybody in the group. So the way to use it and the way to see if you even have access to it is you need to go into a group that you are an admin of. And on the comments of one of your posts, just hit the @ button. And when the list pops up, if you have the feature, it will be the very top feature. It will say @everyone, and it will specifically say max use once daily. Thank goodness it says that. Thank goodness they've instilled that because this feature has the possibility of misuse. So it's really, really good that they've done that. I'm very glad that they did. And frankly, even use once daily might be too much. And we will get into that as we move along. So one of the things to be aware of with the @everyone feature, first of all, it's fantastic. It's really cool that we can now instantly engage the entire group that we're an administrator of. That's freaking incredible, because one of the most challenging things as someone marketing in the online space is getting your message in front of enough eyes. That's always been kind of the bane of the entrepreneur in the online space. Now, of course, there's paid advertising. There's, you still need to have a good message. You still need to know how to market. Traditionally, just because you can get eyes on what you're offering doesn't mean much if it's not a good message, right? Or doesn't mean much if we don't have our marketing skills honed in so that people understand. There's also certain things which that feature isn't gonna really do much for. For example, if you're promoting your $30,000 mastermind and you're tagging @everyone in your group, not really super effective. I'm not saying don't do that, but high ticket offers typically don't convert straight off of a post. I'm not saying they never do. I'm saying they typically do not. But the very interesting thing with being able to use this feature is in getting the initial sales or getting the initial engagement and lead building. And I think that's the best way to look at this tool as a lead generator. So in the online space, I've talked about this before, we're really spoiled. We're so spoiled that we can show up in front of the world basically for free. That's crazy. That's crazy, you guys. I think we forget that, 20, 30 years ago, marketers didn't have this option. You did not have this freaking option to get in front of your niche, to be able to get in front of as many people as you wanted, for free. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. I mean, you used to, as a marketer, you needed to buy ad spots on television and radio commercials, billboards, posters, flyers. You know how expensive that is? That's crazy flipping expensive. So I'm constantly blown away by the fact that we have this opportunity in front of us with social media. We are so freaking blessed. And I know people still complain and, it's so hard, I gotta pay for this and that and the other thing. Let's stop with the complaining and start with the gratitude, because it is seriously incredible that we're able to reach as many people as we are through social media. Absolutely incredible. Now, add to that this initial new feature, the @everyone feature, which is really, really cool. We need to start thinking about it in terms of real marketing strategy, not just hit the @everyone button on every fucking post. The real thing to watch out for is if you're overusing it, your group is gonna deflate really fast, faster than you can pop a balloon, because it will get really annoying really quickly, right? Like if you tag people every day, they're going to get annoyed and they're going to leave. Like just flat out honesty. So you need to moderate your own usage of this. And you also need to think about, what am I tagging them on that they're going to be excited that they got tagged on? That's something you need to think about. So it's not just about sell your offer, sell your offer, sell your offer. It's how can I nurture this audience even more using this feature? So I would highly recommend, just like we always say the 80-20 rule in terms of putting out content, like content that's going to help people, content that's going to engage them, inspire them, motivate them, educate them, like that kind of content. I would recommend that some of your tags are on your value content where you have no pitch at all, where you're like, hey, here's how you can use this group better, or hey, here's how you can monetize, or like, you know, I mean, if you're not a business coach, maybe it's a spiritual group, for example, and you're like, hey, you know, here is a free meditation for you guys, like not even an opt-in, just plain out pure value for the audience. That will build trust so that they're not just constantly being tagged on like, buy this, buy this, buy this. It's the worst thing that we can do. I just don't do it. Flat out saying it, don't do it. So that's one thing to think about, is how can I nurture them and how can I use this where they're excited that they got tagged? The other thing is, I'm really big on, when you look at marketing psychology, as soon as somebody purchases their very first thing with you, regardless of the price, it could cost 1 penny, doesn't matter. But as soon as somebody makes the first purchase for any denomination, they're so much more likely to purchase again. So your biggest job as a business owner is getting the first sale, no matter what the cost is. Now, earlier I mentioned how people used to have to pay to get like flyers out and ad spots, and like you'd be spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to acquire your customers. And we still see this used even in the online space. Like if you guys see those advertisements where it's like, hey, get my new book for free, just pay the shipping. They're losing money doing that. Like per person who actually takes up that offer, like not to mention the ad spend alone, but on top of the ad spend, just like getting it printed and shipped to them, because it's usually they charge like, you know, $5 to $7 on the shipping part. They're losing money on that, I can guarantee you. So if they're losing money on it, but they're still doing it, why are they still doing it? Because that initial purchase, even though they've lost money on it, they've acquired someone who is so much more likely to buy the next thing. So even though not everybody who like gets the book will purchase, enough of them will convert that it's worth losing money to get that initial sale. So I'm not saying you need to lose money on the initial sale. You can actually make money to get people on board. However, don't worry so much about the denomination. So I'm a really big fan of throwing out like ridiculous sales. So this is something I did yesterday in my group with that feature. So I use the Add Everyone feature, and I put out one of my offers that's called Master Your Message. It's normally $111, and I put it on for 99% off. So it was literally $1.11 for people to jump in on it. And that's exactly what happened. Is a lot of the people in that group who were either lukewarm or cold leads jumped on it. Now, of course, a lot of my like lifer clients were like, hell yes, 99% off, I'm in. So like, of course, you're still going to get your lifers who jump on everything, but you're also getting new people in your business, and you always want to be building in new people who are going to like enjoy your products. Okay, done on the next thing, they're going to pay more attention to what you're posting on social media. They're going to be on your mailing list then. Like there's so many benefits to doing that. So it's, you know, I mean, at $1.11, I can tell you I'm losing money because just paying my bookkeeper to log the sales, not to mention what like Stripe and PayPal take out, it's a loss. And it doesn't matter that it's a loss because the initial sale is worth the loss. So it's really about thinking outside of this like, oh, how do I make money like now? And it's thinking about the long game. It's always really important. The other place where I use this, a lot of you guys know I have a book club, like a virtual book club. We've got almost 2,000 members in there, and it's gotten a little bit quiet in there. We had a little bit of a lull. Like this tends to happen over the holidays. We tend to get a bit of a lull, just people are busy, so they're not as engaged. And also during the summer months, we get a little bit of a lull. And of course, re-engaging 2,000 people is really difficult. Like up until now, what we've been doing is like our VAs have been going and like messaging individual people going, hey, here's the book for next month and da 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 da. And like tag a handful of people, but you can't tag 2,000 people on a post like manually. It's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. So what we did with our book for next month is we went, hey, here's our book for next month. And we went tag at everybody. And we've had so many people who were like, oh, I forgot I'm even in this book club. Like, that's the thing, right? Is people just forget. It's not that they're not interested in what you have to offer. Like, we tend to get in the wrong headspace about it. People are interested. People like what you're posting. People like that stuff. They're just not seeing it because the algorithm doesn't show them every single post. Or, you know, they get 100 notifications. I know every time I log on Facebook in the morning, every day, it's over 99 notifications every time. So I don't see everything. And I scroll through that list every time and I try and pay attention. But I can tell you with 99, I'm going to miss things. You know, I'm going to miss some things that maybe I would have been interested in, but it's just too much. There's not enough time in the day to check them all out. So this is what is going to allow you to highlight the important things. That's what the at everyone feature is for. So it's highlighting the important things. So how do we use this in a way that's effective? Well, first of all, I just gave you a really great example in terms of run a ridiculous sale where it's like a no-brainer, holy shit, of course I'm going to buy this. Like, that's something which is really effective for getting that initial sale, which is going to build your client base instantly, but also going to grow your potentiality for your next offer that's, you know, at a more regular rate. So highly, highly recommend that. I'm a really big fan of that. It's also like a give back. You know, with like, we're building our businesses, but giving back is also really important. You're always going to have people who aren't necessarily going to be able to afford to work with you high price, like, you know, if you're a coach or something like that. Like, I love give back. Like, pay it forward is a really big core value for me. So it's really nice to be able to do that for the people who, like, they're struggling right now. And let's face it, we're in a recession. Some people are having a hard time. Like, it's a nice thing to do in general, but it also has benefits. So that's one thing. Another way to utilize it, I'm a really big fan as well of giveaways, of like, there's so much fun, right? Like, there's a sizzle and an excitement to giveaways. And so that's another thing that we did in my main Facebook group is, you know, we're giving away a free year of access to be able to use the PR feature in that group, which is where you can like post every day, you can promote yourself as much as you want, you get featured on our blog monthly, like, it's a really great PR package. And it's normally a little bit over, I believe, $1,200 or $1,300 for the year. So somebody's going to win that, which is really exciting. And again, we use the at everyone feature so people can see it. And then they're like, holy shit, this is a giveaway. And we've done a lot of giveaways. We do, but people miss it because, again, there's too much media in front of us that we can't see everything. So this is an opportunity to create that excitement and that sizzle and that fun. You can build your list, all those things. If you're running like something for free, it's another great opportunity to bring up this like feature and utilize it. Now, again, I mentioned earlier, don't use it every day. Please, I implore you, don't use it every day. You will run into issues if it's being used every day. Now, what do you do if you're like, oh shit, I ain't got a Facebook group? Well, first of all, Facebook groups are not the end all to be all. It's a avenue to get in front of people. Now, obviously, this is a really great tool, but I am never a big fan of like following trends, right? Because who knows, the at everyone feature, they could take it away 6 months from now. Like, I hope they don't. I really like it, but we don't know, right? Like, it's out of our control. So if you've been thinking about growing a Facebook group and you're like, you know what, this isn't the kick in the pants that I need to finally do it, great. If you're like, oh, Facebook groups are a pain in the ass, but I've got to use this feature, don't do it. Really, like, truly follow your instincts, your intuition as an entrepreneur, because there's a million different pathways. And it's really important to know that. Like, there's never any one right strategy. Like, I remember, because I've been around, I'm like an ancient entrepreneur in digital terms, like, because I've been around since 2013. So I've seen a lot of the trends come. Like, I remember when Snapchat came out and everybody was like, oh my God, Facebook's dead. Everything's on Snapchat. And they all ran over there and then came back to Facebook. And then we've had so many other ones like TikTok and Clubhouse and all of that. And every single time it's the same thing. Oh my God, Facebook's dead. And then they come back. And the thing is, it's not about the methodology. It's not about the platform. Again, whether that's a tool, a feature, or the actual site itself, it's not about that. It's about what's resonating for you and learning the base skills of sales and marketing. It's always going to be key. It was really interesting because actually next month we're reading How to Win Friends and Influence People in our book club. And somebody asked me, they're like, is this still relevant today? Because that book was written in like, I want to say the 1920s or 30s, like it's an older book. And I had to laugh because I was like, yeah, this book is going to be relevant like 3,000 years from now. This book ain't going nowhere because you can never circumvent the timeless tactics. There are timeless tactics in sales and marketing, and particularly in sales, it's the art of conversation, it's relationship building, it's networking, it's understanding human behavior, it's psychology. Like those will always, you can never get away from those. So there's certain things which are forever. And that's the way I want you to think about your business. Like the Add Everyone feature, it's cool. I'm glad we've got it. It is like amazing. But at the same token, I don't know if this is forever. I do know that the sales and marketing tactics that we understand and we use and we strategize with and we scale with, I know that they work. And I know that this will actually add to them, but it doesn't replace them. So I think that's really important to just notate is don't get in the frenzy of, oh my God, I've got to make this happen. Again, if you've been thinking about using a Facebook group, growing a Facebook group, yeah, maybe this is the time to do it for you then. If you really have had a strong aversion to them, don't compromise your principles to chase a potential way of making it work, because that never actually works at the end of the day. The universe is always trying to align you with the right things at the right time, right people, right circumstances, all that stuff. So follow that. Follow your intuitive guidance system when it comes to growing your business. Yes, we still need to take action. We still need to be connecting, marketing, selling, all of those things. They're really important. Sales ain't going to come without them. But we need to make sure that it's in alignment and that we're not just like chasing the trends. The trends are going to change. They ain't lasting forever. So it's really important to just notate that for yourself. Follow it if it feels good. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. So use the feature. Like I said, sparingly is a really good idea. Make sure that you're including things that you are using the At Everyone on that they're not even selling anything. Like truly not even selling anything. Add value. Add things that are going to enhance and enrich your members' lives. Highly, highly recommend it when you're doing like crazy good sales, if you're doing a giveaway, any of those things, really powerful to use. If you're having a launch, really great. Again, don't use it every day on the launch, but like when you announce the launch, great time to use it. When you're kind of like cart's closing, another great time to use it. But again, sparingly. There's more potency when it's not constantly happening in their face. And, we're going to see a lot of groups shrink. You are going to see a lot of groups shrink because people overuse the feature. It will drive people nuts. There's a ton of people out there who do not like being tagged. And of course, there's no exceptions with the Add Everyone. It tags everybody in the group, period, over and out. Now, I am a big believer, just as an entrepreneur, like I never get angry if it's like, so-and-so invited me their group. How dare they? Like, I can scroll past that fucking notification, like get the stick out of your ass. But at the same time, it's like, be aware that if you're constantly blip, 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 blip on their notifications, you might annoy them. And quite understandably, especially when you're not the only one with the feature, right? So if they're getting the Add Everyone tag in like 30 groups every day, they're gonna get annoyed and they're gonna leave a handful of those groups. They might even leave the majority of those groups because it's annoying. So be aware of that. Like, just caution, Will Robinson. It's really important. Just be aware that can be really annoying. So this is kind of the overview for this feature. It's really powerful and wonderful when used appropriately. When used selectively, you will have, it's like a power tool. Really, really potent, powerful, wonderful. Highly recommend that if you have access to it, utilize it, but utilize it wisely. This is the big, big key here. Now, you heard me mention earlier, like giveaways are a great way to do that. If you haven't done giveaways before, giveaways are like my jam. I love giveaways, everything from like, there's so many different ways you can run them. Like you can do scholarship giveaways where they're like a little more intensive. You can do giveaways where it's like comment below to be entered to win, all that kind of stuff. There are legalities with giveaways that you just need to be aware of. So it's not something that I recommend like run out and do a giveaway. Like learn how to do it first, which is really important just to make sure like as a business, you got your bases covered. And also, of course, like when you're doing a giveaway, you probably noticed, you see this when other people do it, where they're like, you know, Facebook has nothing to do with this giveaway, la, 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 it's all my business. You need to do those things. Like there's certain things which are really important to include in giveaway, communications and dialogue and all that kind of stuff to comply with legalities. And particularly if you're doing it on social media, because we're crossing over borders and all this other stuff. So if that's something that you're interested in doing and learning about and making sure that you do it in a way that's, proper, in accordance and legal wise and all that kind of stuff, but also that's going to get a shit ton of engagement and a ton of entries. And also where it's not just for the giveaway, but that you're going to leverage the giveaway for sales, because it really is a business growing tool. If you're interested in learning more about that, I'll post below. We have the How to Make Mad Money Running Giveaways Masterclass. It's really powerful. I'm going to pop that on sale for you guys and just put it in the comments below so that you can learn how to do it in a way that's extremely effective and that's going to grow your business big time. So anyways, if you guys have questions about any of that stuff, let me know. And I see there's a few questions on here, so I'm just going to scroll through the comments here. And thank you everybody for joining me. So Andrea says, I don't like getting tagged from people I have no connection with or ask permission, especially if they're selling something. Yeah, and I think that's something that's really like, it's important to recognize, like, just like Andrea says here, like a lot of people don't like being tagged. Now, as I mentioned, there's no way to filter out in the group tag because it's tagging literally the whole group. And this is why it's important we use it sparingly so that we don't have people who are like, the fuck did you tag me for? And jumping out of the group. Now, don't worry if some people leave because you use that feature. It's going to happen, right? But that's why be mindful with it, because people do get aggravated if they get tagged on things and they don't know why. So it's really important to notice that. So Andrew also says, I don't know how to use it. So when you go into like a group that you're an admin of, so one of the groups that you run, go to one of your posts in the comments and hit the @ button. When you do that, it's going to pull up like that little drop down menu for people to select. The very first option will say @everyone. Now, it may not show it yet for all of the people watching this video because it has been slowly rolling out. I only just got access to it this weekend, but I know people who have had it for over a month already. So know that it's coming out if you don't already see it, but go and check and see if you've got it, because it's really cool. If you do, you can utilize it. And yep, Leslie, got your question there. Great. And yeah, it definitely is only for groups right now. I think it might be madness if they opened it up to other aspects of Facebook. I don't know. It would be interesting if they rolled it out and like you could tag your friends list. That would be interesting. I don't know if I don't expect that they've got plans for that, but who knows? Because they're always doing that. I was shocked that they actually created this feature for Facebook, but I'm really glad that they did, because it's something that, you can re-engage a group that, has lost a little oomph and momentum and remind them that you're there. So it's really powerful. So absolutely play with it. Let me know how it goes, and I will get the giveaways masterclass put on sale and throw the link below for you guys. And otherwise, definitely keep me posted on how it goes as you're using it, what's working well for you. If you've got any questions about it, I'm more than happy to come on again and give some feedback. But it's definitely really, really powerful. So highly recommend giving it a shot, but use it wisely. All right. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.